Hey, this is Mark the Meerkat at Grok Trade with the trade of the day from the Grok Day Trading chat room this morning. And it was on MRNA. That's right, one of the pharmaceuticals have been on fire the last few weeks here because of the coronavirus and their different research. But here it was after opening, it fell, and now it's in what's called a symmetrical triangle. If you want to know more about what a symmetrical triangle is, you can go to our free chart school at freeonlinetradingeducation.com. Go to chart school right there, and these are the different trading patterns that we do. And this one, because it came in from the top, is more bearish than it is bullish. So right here, symmetrical triangle breakdown. Click on that, and here's a description of it, and it tells you all about it here. But here it is like a coiled spring getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So if it does break below that lower line, you want to get short. That's right. And here's some examples from from live charts. The white ones here are from where each candle is 1 day, but this is from a 1 minute chart. The black one here is a 1 minute chart with the background. And if it dropped down, that was from a previous trade that I had. And this is again from a daily chart here, just examples of what can happen and the power of the symmetrical triangle. So let's get back to our trade here, and I'm going to set a trade, let the market come to me. Let's see what happened next here. There it is, 1, 2, 3 minutes later, it did drop down here. Now, this one you had to get short on the uptick only. So as it's falling, I couldn't get short. It has the uptick rule on it. It had to come back up and get me in, and it got me in at $68.34. Now, I have a 1% automatic attached stop that it gets activated as soon as I'm in, and that was at 69.02. 69.02 here, just below the $69 amount, and above this, the apex of that was at 69, and the 20 moving average and the 8 EMA, they're all shields to protect me from getting stopped out here. So let's see what happened next here as we move forward here. And it's going. Oh, bam, 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 falling down here. Hey, let's stretch this out and bring it up here a little bit more. Wow. So now it's down here, and it's starting to stall right down here. I'm going to bring my full stop here down just above this, still staying above the 20 moving average and above the 68.50, which was a possible shield, and above the 68 even dollar amount. But here we are, we're kind of starting to base down here. And so I'm setting up a half order to cover for half, because that's my rules. If it stalls at a line of support, it will, it is above the 67.50, and then sure enough, right there, I did, just as I went ahead and took out half, because it looked like it was just going to stay above the 67.50. I got out half at 67.62. I covered for 1.1% on the first half of the trade. Now in the second half of my trade here, I'm going to take this stop here. I'm going to cut the shares in half because I only have half as many left. I'm going to put it just above this 68 even dollar amount here. Now it's in the money, so I have a guaranteed income trade here. And let's sit back and watch what happens. But look what happened when this did fall. Look what happened to the volume. Ooh, wow, that's kind of nice. And then now it's no basing here just above $67. Why? I don't know. And now I'm going to follow this 20 moving average down here, keeping above that 68 at the moment. And then let's see where it goes from there. Bam! And look at it. When it fell this time, look what happened to volume again. People are really selling this thing off. Now I'm bringing my stop here down just above this line of support. Now I'm going to follow this 8 EMA down. If you notice this 8 EMA, this little red line, it didn't close above that area. So I'm going to stay just above that area if it starts to settle in down here at the $66 area now. Let's see if there it is, that even dollar amount fell right down to there. Now I'm going to follow this 8 EMA down, following the 8 EMA down here. This is my second stop. It's in the money. And volume is huge as it fell down again. Look at how big that volume is. Did bounce up here a little bit, and then look at what happened. Look at what happened here. It found a new low a day, and then started to come up, and I'm following this down on that 8 EMA, and stop me out right there at 66.14. So it was above, I had the 66 even dollar amount, and I had the 8 EMA in my favor, but it just busted through. So these are shields until they're not. So let's take a look at this whole trade here. I was in a symmetrical triangle. I set the trade to go short, had to do it on the uptick. I got in. and I just, when it started to stall, I took out partial, and it came down here. It was basing again, fell down on really big volume, but then it found a low and bounced right back up. In fact, at the recording of this here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, New York time, this was the actual low of day here. That's what that red circle means, the square there, and that bounced up and got me out. So this total trade was for 2.1% in 21 minutes. Hoo-ah. So that was just one of several trades that we made today in the Grok day trading chat room, and here are our results were for today. And again, here's for the 21st. We had 12 trades today, and this particular trade was the number 9 trade of the day, but we had some. It was a little bit choppier today, so we didn't get a lot of big winners today. In fact, this was my biggest trade of the day, but we ended up with 9 out of 12 for 75% success rate. We just have a target of 60. 0 errors today. I mean, I traded my trading rules. Then we have an actual reward risk ratio to see if I'm cutting my losers short and letting my winners run. We have a target of 1.6 to 1 actual reward risk ratio, and a stretch goal of 2 to 1. Well, we were at 1.59 to 1, right at our target for that. So I was able to, when I had a income trade, I was able to let it run a little bit further than if the trade went against me in expense. And then for the day, we had a net of 7.6%. We have a target of 5%. Now that's return on risk and not on your portfolio. If you're trading $10,000 per trade, as I do the same dollar amount each one, but our model portfolio is $10,000, then that equals about $760 for 2 hours worth of trading this morning. And we've had a fairly good week here. Monday we had our mentoring class. In fact, we have another mentoring class coming up. I'll tell you about that in a moment. And so we just were in simulated trading for that day, and so far we're at 18% for the week. Target at 20%, 5% per day times 4. Hey, we're almost there, and we have one more day to trade. And if you'd like to join us in the Grok Day Trading chat room, you can just go to groktrade.com, right up here to Day Trading Chat Room. Take you to the Day Trading Chat Room page. You can see what my annual results were for last year, and we're actually improving on those this year. With this coronavirus, man, it has added volatility, which has added to our results for day trading. It's been impossible for swing trading, but now it's starting to settle out, though. So you can join us, risk-free for 7 days. Risk-free trial, and then you can go to a monthly prescription or an annual subscription after that, and see how it works for you. Again, we start at 9 o'clock Eastern time to sort through the 7,700 stocks and ETFs to come down to a few that we're going to focus on when the market opens, and then we finish by 11:30, 12 o'clock at the latest. Again, this is all Eastern time, so if you'd like to join us, you can do that. I'm calling my trades out all the time, telling you where my stops are, that type of thing. Now then, if you'd like to learn to trade the Grok trade way, not just day trading, but swing trading or long-term or position trading, we do have a mentoring class coming up here. Our 301 mentoring class starts with 3 days of intense training, and then we are your mentors from that point forward to apply that with wisdom. You're taking the knowledge and applying that with wisdom to your trading as you go forward. Okay, that's what our program is. Not only do we train you, but then we are there so you can be successful. So if you'd like to find out more about that, you can read here on this page a ton of information on this page about our 3-day intensive training and then our longer term mentoring and coaching of you as you go forward. And then you can find out if you qualify. You can just, there's a quick little test you can take and say, hey man, but if you want to know if it can really help you, why don't you have a discovery call? This is not a sales call. It's a discovery call with one of our counselors, either First John or Second John, and just put your name and information in here and hit submit, and we'll call you just to talk about your trading and find out if perhaps our mentoring program could help you or not. And not everybody qualifies, or that's not going to help everybody, but let's have that discussion. This is Mark the Meerkat. Hey, as Jana, one of our former traders in our Grok Day Trading chat room, aka Honey Badger, she said, sometimes I think that my break-even line is the strongest line of support and resistance on the chart. Patience. This is Mark the Meerkat. Trade well, and may your winners run.